Welcome to the Breaking the Silence podcast. I am your host, author Nikki Nicole. Here I believe in winning together and creating a safe, supportive space for people to share their stories and start their healing journey. My passion is to help people confront hidden battles, embrace their truths, and take steps towards a more fulfilling life. Every episode is designed to break the silence on topics that often go unspoken, leading to conversations that uplift, inspire, and transform. Join me as we break the barriers and find strength through shared experiences, one story at a time.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another powerful episode of Breaking the Silence. I am your host, author Nikki Nicole, and this is the platform where the light is shined on incredible people doing great things and making a difference in the world. Together, we will uncover untold stories, break barriers, and challenge the norms to inspire change. So let's get ready to be inspired, learn, and join this movement as we break the silence on issues that matter the most and bring awareness to the people doing great things in the world. So let's dive into the episode today. Man, this is the second artist that I've had on the platform, and I love to talk about art and how amazed they are at creating art. So today's guest is AJ Hebert. He's originally from Louisiana, but was raised in Lafayette. At a young age, he discovered his passion for painting and drawing. So today, we will go beyond the canvas and talk about his journey and how it started. So after his countdown, please welcome AJ to the Breaking the Silence platform. Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Hi guys. How y'all doing?
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and don't give them too much though. Give them just a little bit.
All right. I'm an avid motorcyclist. I ride bikes a lot. Um, Athletic. Grew up skateboarding, playing football, racing motocross, racing motorcycles, and obviously I'm too old to do that now. But so now I just ride motorcycles on the street, and been drawing all my life, and just uh, trying to make a living at it. Just try to open the door and just make a living at it. Trying to do it full time. It's hard though.
Yes, yes. Anything you do full time is hard because you got to get yourself out there. You got to get people to
Mhm.
buy it. So, looking back at your childhood experiences, especially the moment when your teacher celebrates your drawing, how did that moment shape your journey as an artist?
Listen, I thought I was going to be in so much trouble. I was in fourth grade, I think. I was drawing before that, but I was in fourth grade and we were doing math. And of course, I wasn't doing math, I was drawing. And Mr. Roberts, his name was, that was our teacher. And he would go on around the class and everybody was doing their timetables or whatever, and I was drawing. And he slammed his hand on the table and grabbed my drawing and he goes, "I want to see your parents after school today." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like about to cry. And and so I mean, because like if my parents had they both worked, so if they had to get off of work to go to school,
Okay.
because of me, it was gonna be bad. So we all got there at 6 o'clock that night, and was, it was pretty special that he even wanted to stay after school like that. So we all got there. I'll tell you, I thought my life was going to end. And he goes, "We were doing math today, and your son was drawn." And he put the picture on the table, and he goes, "And it looks just like me. Congratulations." And I was like, "Oh my God." So I was scared. And then all of a sudden it worked out. And it was
Wow.
been kind of like that the rest of the time.
Wow. So how did growing up in Cajun country influence your artistic style and the subjects you choose to portray?
Well, Cajun country is a lot of partying, a lot of eating, a lot of drinking, a lot of fun activities, festivals. It's a fun atmosphere to grow up in and be around, and that's kind of what inspires me to draw. I mean, as you can see, I do some drawings of wine and martinis and stuff like that. I call it my bar collection. And yeah, whatever I'm kind of into at the time, I'll get all into it, and I'll have to paint a painting about it. So I do a lot of stuff that's diverse, like painting, or a motorcycle, or this or that. But just whatever I'm into at the time will come out.
Wow. So if you look at something, you can draw it just looking at it.
I have to look at it. I can look at something and then go draw it a different day, but it's not going to look as good as if I have a reference,
Like
or if I'm
memory.
looking at it. It'll look good, but it'll look like comic book. You know, it's like more like a comic book type of image, which is okay. But I'm more of a photorealist, so I really have to have a reference photo, or be looking at something for it to come
Wow.
out the way I like it to.
Now, even though you've been drawing since you were very young, what made you say, you know what, I want to draw? And then what was that pivotal moment you was like, you know what, I want to do this for a living. This is what I want to do. This is my passion.
Um, well, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't have chose this. This this got laid on me by the man upstairs. I would have never been. I'm an artist, and that's just kind of, it's not me. I'm more of an everyday person, an adventuristic person. I mean, not that not artists aren't, but it's not really who I am. And it's it just came to me, like I couldn't help it, and I just had to do that. It just comes natural.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Wow. So from the early stages of you sketching that Barbie doll box to your recent accomplishments, what has been the most defining moment in your whole artistic journey?
Um, just uh, getting serious with it. Not wanting to have the 9 to 5, wanting to do this 9 to 5. Just desperation sometimes will make you really focus on and define who you really are, and that because I've been doing it my whole life, but to be honest, I didn't do it for a while, and then came back, and I wasn't really serious about it. And it finally, I got serious about it and had patience enough to make something beautiful. And I was like, you know what, man, I need to do this. I would be letting myself down, be letting God down if I didn't do this.
You know what? I can definitely relate to you on that because I wasn't always full-time podcasting. In the beginning, I had a 9 to 5. I went to work and I tried to do episodes and everything. But that day that I decided, you know what, it's time for me to step out on faith and just do it. Like, just do it. And this has
Hmm.
been rewarding ever since, so I can definitely relate to the fact when it's like freedom. I call it freedom. That's how I describe it.
Hmm.
It was freedom when I decided to say, I'm doing this full time. Now it's hard because being a podcaster, you got to have other things on the outside that you do
Hmm.
to bring in income, but at the same time, I'm doing what I love to do. So when you actually step out like that, that's God. You
Oh
right.
yeah,
That's God.
when you're supposed to be doing this. That's that's
Supposed to.
that's what it's all about, right there. You're supposed to be doing this.
That's it. So how do the works of artists like John Singer Sargent and Norman Rockwell inspire your creative process? And what elements of their style do you try to incorporate in your own work?
John Singer Sargent was so flawless. What was really cool about him is you can look at his painting from far away and it looks like a photograph, but he draws it so quick and loose that when you get up close, you can see that it's not real. You can see the brush strokes, you can see how it's not really fitting right, but man, you get back the way he did it, that you just get back and it comes together and it looks like a real picture. Norman Rockwell, I like him because he just captures the feeling of what's going on. You can smell the fried chicken cooking.
Wow.
You can feel the what's going on in that each of his individual paintings, and he really knows how to capture the feeling. That's why I like him.
Wow. So how do you incorporate that into your own work?
Well, it's like I said, when I'm into something, that's what I paint.
Yeah.
And I would like people to remember me as someone like that, if that's possible. And so I just lean towards their styles because that's what I like.
Says smell the fried chicken just
Eh,
from looking at the
If they
paint.
were if they were
Wow.
cooking it.
He can draw.
Yeah.
So what do you believe is the connection between being authentic in your art and encouraging others to embrace their true selves?
Just doing what comes natural, doing what you like, and if it comes naturally, it's just going to come out, and don't try to if you just don't try to push it. I mean, you can tell if someone is painting or drawing something that they don't like, it's going to show, so just do what you're into, do what you love, and make it come from your soul.
Absolutely. So can you describe a specific piece that you drew that might have held a significant personal meaning to you, and what was the story behind it and the inspiration?
Oh, there's a lot. One that sticks out in my mind, it was a commission piece, and it was a lady. It was two hands. One was an older, wrinkled hand, and one was a normal lady's hand, and they were holding it like this, and it's just that, and it was her mom on her deathbed, and she was holding her mom's hand, and I did that as the commission, and it was really pretty powerful. It was strong.
I can come off mute, I'll be fine. Her mom on the deathbed holding hands, and you
Just
captured that.
it was just the hands, yeah.
That is beautiful. Just thinking about that.
Yeah, it was pretty strong. Yeah.
So, has there ever been a time when you created a piece of art that surprised you, or either the process or the final result just was like, wow, And what did that experience teach you, if you did experience that?
Well, it happens almost every time. um, I'll do something, and in my mind, it's a certain way, and then it comes out and similar to what I was thinking, but better sometimes. And I'm like, wow. And that's God coming out. Just when you can do something and it comes out better than what you tried, that's that's something special, right?
That's God. Now, you're right. That's God right there. I agree. I agree. So, have you ever faced? You just said you was a motorcycle rider. So, have you ever faced any like judgment or stereotype because of your love for both painting and motorcycle? Riding motorcycles, because
Hundred
there's a
percent.
stigma they have out there about that.
100%. Well, I mean, it started in college with my professors. They wanted me to be a certain way, and I wasn't that way, and they didn't like me. So I was always black sheep of the class, and this that. I did my own thing, and I was fine with it. They weren't, and even with my family, they're all business people, and I was always the artist doing my own thing. And being a motorcyclist and a biker, it's you go and you go into these fancy art galleries and stuff, and people are they look at you and they're scared of you. They're like, "What is he doing in here?" And
Right.
one of the artists. But yeah, it's kind of tough sometimes, but it's fun. It's fun because when they really meet me, I'm not scary. I just kind of
Right.
look that way sometimes.
Wow. So, in your opinion, what is the most significant shift happening in art today? And how do you see yourself navigating it as an artist?
Well, the biggest significant shift right now is social media. Just and what it's good and bad. You can really put your stuff out there and you can touch people with it.
Yes.
But it's nowadays you gotta, with social media, as you know, you gotta have something all the time. And I
All
mean,
the time.
you just can't paint something every day. Sometimes it takes me a couple of months to paint something. Sometimes it'll take me a week. But so you gotta have, you have to have a big inventory, and then you can post some different pictures that you've been stored up for a long time. But and then another thing is the AI business going on. With art, it's not good for artists with that. Like when you can just like, hey, draw me somebody laying down at the beach with the sunset. And it's like you got a painting right there. So that just kind of takes the humanness out of it. But it's also it's amazing how AI works, but
Right.
it's taken the human out of it.
It's funny you say that because I never thought about it that way. That you really can say, give me a picture of, like you said, a woman laying on the beach, and then
Hmm.
boom, the picture
Yeah.
pops up. So, do you need artists to draw it when you can just put it in the computer and they create what you want,
Hmm.
detail
That's
for
pretty.
detail?
That's pretty tough for an artist. And then they have those apps now. You can get an app and you can cartoon yourself, or you can make yourself look like
Hmm.
a painting, and that's that thing again. So it's the technology's good, and it could let it down a little bit too.
It can, it really can, because so how do you plan to navigate that? Because like talking to like music artists is the same thing. Back in the day, things was so much different with music, with pretty much everything. From CDs to cassettes to from vinyl, all of that different things. To now, you literally push a button and the song plays and it streams, but there's no
Hmm.
money in it for the artist itself. Less than a penny, a little less than a penny to stream a song. So as
Hmm.
an artist, you going to galleries and trying to sell your paintings. Are galleries still accepting paintings, or are they leaning towards the new technology way?
No, they're still traditionalists in galleries a lot. I mean, they got digital art too. That's a whole nother genre, but that hangs in galleries. But they still appreciate traditional art. It, you just got to find the right one.
Yeah.
You know. And
Me
and
too.
and to combat all that, you just keep on sawing wood and do your thing, and it's going to work out.
Right. I agree. So what do you think is this? We know what the most rewarding part about you being an artist, but what is the hardest thing for you to be an artist? The most challenging part about being an artist?
Trying to make a living at it. Especially like especially if you live in a small town, or not a big art scene going on. It's pretty tough. You have to go find yourself an agent, or you have to go find yourself someone that can peddle your stuff for you around the country or nationwide. And that's
Right.
that's the biggest challenge.
But I think that's the challenge pretty much in any field you go into, to, try to make a living, because you first have to build your brand. Like you said, you have to it takes time for you to drop something and actually advertise it on social media. And social media seems to be the thing today. You have to be in their face, be in their face, be in their face with your talent in order for them to
Hmm.
buy into your brand. So that's difficult because I come from an era where it was face to face, word of mouth,
Hmm.
but now
Me too.
everything is technology.
Yeah,
So
you gotta evolve with the times. You know,
do
you
you
gotta,
do
instead of doing a picture every day, do something that'll teach someone a lesson, or do someone that'll entertain them, or both. And a lot of people like that. They want to be entertained. That's why they look. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're on social media. It's
entertainment.
entertainment.
That's
And
it.
so if you do something that can send a message and entertain people and put your artwork there, that's a win-win.
Win-win. So if you had an opportunity to work with any artist, top of the line artist in the world or internationally, who would that be and why?
It'd be impossible because all the ones that I like are dead. But maybe they have a local guy, Tony Bernard over here. I'd like to work with him. He lives down the street from me. He was a really big guy with George Rodriguez with the Blue Dog,
Hmm.
and he does really. He's an amazing guy. He's a good artist. I like to hang out with him, pick his brain.
Wow. So what message do you hope to, if somebody looking like me to the naked eye, never seen a portrait or anything that you painted, what message would you want me to take away from your art just by looking at it?
That the human, the human can, you know, duplicate anything. You can see something and replicate it, and doing that and making it look just like what you see, that's something special. And it's really cool. It's the closest thing to a time machine that you
Mm.
can get besides music, because you hear a song going, it'll take you back. But this is actually, you can see or draw something now, and in 50 years you're like, man, I know what was going on when I saw that the first time. So it's the closest thing to a time machine.
I
And
love that. I love how you
that's
put that.
that's how I like to put it.
So do you think anybody can draw? Because let me tell you, I used to love to draw, but couldn't draw. I mean, I can't say I couldn't draw because some people say I can, but personally don't think I could draw. I wanted to be able to draw by just looking at something and just put it on paper. So do you think it's possible for anybody to just draw, or they have to have a natural talent?
I think it's possible that anybody can draw.
Mm,
It's just some people, it's going to be harder for some people than others. That's all.
that's true.
But I think anybody can, with the right tutelage and the right education, they can draw. It's just it would just take a lot longer, and it'll be harder for them. But they can do it. Anybody could, I think.
Nice. So this is my final question for you. It's kind of an out of the box question, but not really. If your art could speak for itself without you being present, what do you think it would say about you as an artist and a person?
Wow, that's a good one. Man, look at this guy who created me. That's what they would say. And I say that because all of my paintings are just like my kids.
Hmm.
I made each one of them, so they're each of them are equally as special to me, and it's hard to sell them and give them away, and not be able to see them anymore. So that's how I kind of feel about it, So I all of it's like you kids, each different one are different, but they all mean the same to you, and that's what they would say.
I can definitely relate to that. I had someone ask me a question. What is your favorite episode? I said, I'm not doing that. I said, all my episodes are good episodes. I'm not picking, but those are like my babies. My episodes are my babies. So I can't choose between who had the best episode. All of them were good. So I can definitely relate to that. So
That's right.
this is the time that is the BTS. I like to call the BTS 30 seconds of fame. So I'm gonna do your countdown, and then after your countdown, don't freak out. I have to tell everybody, don't freak out. You're gonna be up there by yourself. And this is your time to shine, to let everybody know how they can connect with you, how they can see your art, how they can purchase your art, what's coming up for you in 2025. and just give a little dose of inspiration for any artist that's possibly thinking about stepping out on faith and becoming a full-time artist. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys, this is AJ Hebert. You can find me on aj.hebert.biker.artist on Instagram, and you can find me on AJ Hebert on Facebook, and you can also find me on The Art of AJ Hebert, which is spelled Hebert, by the way. And that's how you can find me. And DM me for prices, and I'm open for commissions. And for those of you that want to do it full time, it's not too late. Do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to shine the light on you and the great artist that you are. I wish you the best on this journey. If there's anything that I can do to push you further on my side, please let me know, because we in it together to win it. That's how I genuinely feel. So
Thanks
if
for
I can
having
help
me.
you, let me know. And I got
Thanks
your
for
back.
having me.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
And thank you so much to everyone else out there that's tuning into this amazing episode. I love the artists. I always want to draw, y'all. For real. I always want to draw. So hopefully this episode has encouraged you as an artist to just do it. Like anything you want to do in this life, you just got to do it. That literally, you just got to do it. So thank you so much again for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence. Remember, the courage to share your truth is the first step towards healing. And every story that we tell brings us closer to understanding, growth, and change. So if today's episode has resonated with you in some type of way, share it with someone that needs it. And let's keep breaking the silence together. So until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and always speak your truth.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Salisha J here, and I just love being on Breaking the Silence podcast. The conversation is great, the topics are relatable, and Nikki Nicole is amazing. So if you're looking for a great podcast, like and subscribe to Breaking the Silence podcast. You'll enjoy it.
Thanks for watching another episode of Breaking the Silence. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.